sky. If you want it, fight for it, or kiss it goodbye. It's make it or break it, try to survive. Don't ever say never, keep your dream alive. Around the clock, we're gonna rock to the rhythm of the beat, down the block.
Man, I've missed that theme song, Ronnie. Well done. Well done.
He's Blake. I'm Ronnie. All the good names are taken. Podcast is Friday, Blake. And you know what we've always promised the people that watch this channel? Every Friday, we're going to bring you quality Friday the 13th content until we get a proper Friday the 13th movie. And I'm not talking about these fan films, and I'm not talking about that fruit that tried to do a series. We are here to talk Friday the 13th, and it's been a while, Blake. It's almost like we've got life going on.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back, and very excited to be doing something horror related because I don't think we do that enough. By the way, good job on October, buddy. That was really, really well done. Good job.
Well, I knew I was the best. I knew I would be the best. I really, in all honesty.
New shirt?
No, this is one that I've had for a while. Like, Jason Lives. And you, Budweiser. Love it.
New sponsor.
We're sponsored by Budweiser. Get ready for it. Get used to it.
We're back.
No, October was fun. And by fun, I mean it was very miserable in the fact that it didn't go the way we wanted it to go. It might be the last October we try to do that. Maybe 31 and 31 is too much we're putting on ourselves. Maybe like 2 good videos a week or something like that. I mean,
31 days of Hulk Hogan, 31 days of Ernest. There's a lot of good choices out there. 31 days of Porky's.
31 days of Porky's would be great. Could we do 31 straight, like watch alongs with Porky?
Yeah, absolutely. I could. 31 days of Kurt Russell. That would be a fun one.
That would be awesome. But
we should do that. This should be the show.
Just 31 days of an actor. I like that.
How do we get ahead, though? We have to take 3 months off to prepare.
Speaking of preparing.
Speaking of get ahead.
Speaking ahead. Here's the deal. December the 13th, Blake. Live.
Dude, you know, I've already told you, I can't do that. Like, that's not possible for me.
There's no such thing as a Mexican, Blake. It's all about being a Mexican.
Mexican. Yeah. Listen, I can pop in on my phone.
That's fine.
I'm not even going to give an amount, but I'll be able to pop in, but I can't take off work for this stupid shit.
I've already put in for a day. I'm taking off Friday the 13th in December. And I put it out there on I don't know how many people actually read the messages I send out on YouTube. You okay?
Yeah, I got a little cold going on. I don't know what the deal is. I think it's because I'm in a storage building right now and it's 12 degrees in here.
Well, I'm sure it'll be worth it. But anyway, Friday the 13th, we're going to marathon it, Blake. Now, the question is,
what does that mean? What does that mean?
That means I'm going to wake up. I'm going to see I'm going to see the girls off. And then I'm going to plop my big ass right here. And I'm going to start watching Friday the 13th movies. Now, I know what you're saying in the chat before I even check the chat, if anybody's in the chat. But, Ronnie, you're going to get kicked off like you did Crew. What's the name of that show, Blake?
Rad. It better been on never mind. That's a different.
You're going to get kicked off like you did during the Rad review. No, because I've got to find a way that we can have a YouTube presence while streaming and doing this marathon on X and Rumble. We know that's the Wild West. That's where the main event's going to be happening. I'm sure we can rig something up here on YouTube where it's just me and a screen or something like that where you don't see what's going on. If that's what floats your boat, go for it. I guess we need to get down to details, Blake. In my mind, here's what I had us doing. The Paramount 8, Friday the 13th, 1 through 8.
Okay.
Now, do you think that's a good idea? Because I timed it up. To do all 8 Friday the 13th movies that were given by Paramount, it's 12 hours and 20 minutes. So roughly, if I start 7 a.m. Central, I can get through with piss breaks and stuff like that 8 p.m. Central, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we want to do, and I guess we can open it up to the chat here in a second when we get to them. Is it a good idea to go 1 through 8, like continuity? Or should we break it up and allow people that's going to be at work, subscribers to the channel, allow them to choose which movies we watch?
I like it better when we're in charge.
Like Charles, when he was in charge, everything was going good. So what do you think? Do you think 1 through 8, or do you think we mix it up?
1 through 8.
I like it. And we'll do it, commentary / riff / me just sitting here staring style. Now, here's the real prediction, Blake. How many do we make it through before I just give up?
My favorite part is going to be when you get up to go do something. I don't know why. I just love that. And you're going to leave it running. But you're going to do it in that room? You're not going to have like 2 stations set up, one on the back porch, one in the room?
Well, I don't have that many computers.
You want to borrow mine?
No. I guess. No, I'm just going to do it back here, right? Pissing a bottle for the fans. Speaking of that, let's check out the chat real quick, Blake. Is anybody there?
I don't know. I don't have it set up.
Oh, here we go. Jim Bob is here.
Hey.
Now, help me, Blake. You speak Spanish.
I do. This bitch's name is
Fermina
Captain
Capitan
Bozo. Capitan
Brazzers. Oh, glad you're here.
Her name is L Handout Hero, Ronnie.
Burrito Supreme. This right here, Darren's here. Hey, Darren. He's saying it's got to be the most disturbing intro ever. What do you think about the intro, Blake?
I really like it. I love that that's what you're working on throughout the day instead of doing your job. I was very impressed. Impressed.
All right. Do we know this person, Gene Whitacombe? Is that how you say it, Blake? Honeycomb?
I don't know her.
Look, just going by the profile, you talk about profiling in the news all the time. I really don't pay attention, but we got a Santa hat. It seems to be a Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
Looks like a joyous person. I'm glad you're here, Gene.
She's all in on Christmas.
Blaster's here saying, "What's up, gentlemen? What's going on, buddy?"
What's up, dude? Darren's up late, ain't he?
Darren's up way late, which makes me think one of two things: beating it or drunk. Here we go. Bud, you should watch part 7 on repeat. See, that would be like torture. I don't know if I could watch part 7 on repeat. No. Blake, which Friday 13th could you watch on repeat the most without using part 6?
1.
Okay.
1's my favorite, Ronnie.
Jim Bob says The Rock pisses in water bottles out loud. He does. It's vital to his craft. Gene says, I am new to your channel. Blake, we love new people.
We love you. You won't be here long, but we love you.
Yeah, hopefully you don't get offended, Gene. We love you. All right, so great idea came to me, Blake, as I stole it from Twitter. Best Friday the 13th endings.
Uh-huh.
Before we get to that, it's been so long because I believe we told everybody back in the summer it was going to be a little while before we got back. Yeah. We left it vague. While we were gone, Blake, they replaced Candy Ass with another dude for the Crystal Lake series.
Oh, no. Brian Fuller. Oh, no.
So
we called that shit on day 1. When they showed that picture of that goon in that room with all those bozos, we called it from day 1. This show is going to be shit. This guy sucks. Everybody in this room sucks. And what happened? Whatever idea they laid out, you're fired.
They went on to make Wicked. All right, so here's the new guy, Blake. Brad Caleb Kane. All right. So look at this guy. Looks sort of like Brian Alvarez. I can't tell if that's some kind of facial work going on here. Is that plastic?
No, it's just
Black-
a good looking guy. I like his shades.
Why is his mouth like that? Like he ate a lemon? Hair's good. I mean, you can't say anything bad about that hair. If I had hair, it'd probably look like that. Anyway, I started going through his IMDb, Blake. Says right here, there are some promising things on here, and then there's some not so promising things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Japanese shit. All right. He's part of the Welcome to Derry HBO Max show. That's going to be like the prequel series to It or whatever. Tokyo Vice, which sounds like it could be a video game and it could be a terrible or awesome Japanese movie. I guess we should have asked him. He's our Japanese expert.
Are we declaring right now you and I are anti-Japanese?
No, I'm sort of in the middle. Not a fan of Pearl Harbor, but big time fan of the Boombox.
Oh, now you're getting somewhere.
There you go.
The boombox is gone, right? It's never coming back.
Look, they've got boom boxes that are all like Bluetooth. Like you just carrying it around and it's like streaming music from your phone or whatever. But like these NFL teams, are like the Niners, they carry them out like Bluetooth boom boxes. If you look up a boom box on eBay, which I've done multiple times, I remember back in the 80s, early 90s, whenever it was, I had a small boom box and I had a big, our uncles had a big boom box.
Yeah.
But that small, cheap boom box that I think was around $15 back when I was a kid, it's like $80 or $85 now if you want to buy it off eBay. And you don't even know if that shit's going to work. So, I mean, why take the chance on it? Right?
Is Japan Godzilla?
Yeah, Japan is Godzilla.
Okay, I think I'm back on board with Japan then.
All right, so Tokyo Vice, Warrior. I don't know if
Ultimate?
that's I don't I don't know if that's like another Japanese movie. Help me out in the chat, guys, quickly.
Warrior is a movie with Tom Hardy and
yes,
Nick
that's
Nolte.
an awesome movie. If this guy had something to do with that movie, I'm in. Because that was an emotional movie. It's masculine at the same time. It told a story. Nick Nolte's in there. How can you go wrong? Then we got something called Lodge 49.
Ooh.
Could be a porno. Black Sails. And then here's the thing that really sort of gives me a little bit of hope. He was a part of the series Fringe that had Pacey from Dawson's Creek on it, and it was like all kind of supernatural stuff and weird sci-fi stuff going on in that series, sort of like X-Files, but not really.
It's weird you call him Pacey from Dawson. I call him Charlie from Mighty Ducks.
Well, either way, we know who we're talking about. Did you see that show like Dr. Odyssey or whatever it's called, where he's like a doctor on a cruise ship, him and Don Johnson?
It sounds really good, but I've never seen it.
It looks the worst. Anyway.
Listen, here's a little peek behind the curtain, Ronnie. I have not seen a new show in 10 years. I rewatch the same stuff, and it's the same way with movies. I rewatch the same stuff over and over and over.
Well, I mean, I can't watch anything new because my daughter's at the age now where she's like, my wife tried to watch a little bit of Modern Family, which was one of the shows we love to watch all the time. That's a bad word. That's a bad word. Then we got to turn it because we got like, oh shit, that is a bad word. Boom.
You got to turn it to Bluey.
And got to put it back on Bluey. All right. Now, Kane had it. Brad Caleb Kane, by the way, or as people in the business call him, BCK. Kane said, nothing defined my childhood more than growing up in the golden age of the slasher flick. And nothing defined that genre more than Friday the 13th.
Wow. And
Then
this
right
guy's
here-
going to be on the show next week.
We're going to have him on the show in the coming weeks. He's given us a hard, I don't know. So it's either going to be him or Vincent Dasani.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. It says Kane replaced Brian Fuller, who has taken time off for AIDS. So there you go. Now we've got the real story about the Crystal Lake series. And Blake, here's the deal. If this dude's doing all these ninja movies, can't be bad. That means somebody may take maybe like a machete fight. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, as long as Brian Fuller's not in the picture, I'm all for it.
Well, that's everybody's update. Back to the chat, Blake, before we get started with this.
How's
Let's
your November so far? I mean, are we halfway through November? Oh, November's almost over.
Look,
We didn't even celebrate P. Diddy's birthday, Ronnie. That was my whole plan for November. We're supposed to have a P. Diddy party on YouTube.
We were. You hear about P. Diddy like calling around trying to get people to split the narrative out there on social media. He's trying to like pay all these influencers off to say he's not a rapist.
Calling around. He got
Nick Push says he called him and said, "Hey, can you put some good publicity out for me?" And Nick was like, "You got a GD deal." Blake, I don't know if I can go any further with this show because I'm just filled with like rage and sadness.
About what?
I was going to make some turkey meatballs on the smoker tonight. I had cut some jalapeno peppers open and took out the seeds so it wouldn't be too hot for my girls.
Yeah.
Filled it with cream cheese and wrapped them with bacon and was going to put those on the smoker. And then the smokers broke.
Now, Ronnie, I've been wanting to get away from this horror shit since we started. I want this show to be whatever. You just described a fantastic episode. I want to see you at the store buying the shit. I want to see you at home rolling up the turkey meatballs. I want to see you outside flicking the switch and the smoker not working. I want the that's a brilliant 30-minute episode that we just missed out on.
I don't think YouTube would allow it. The language I used, and then I Google it, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's easy. You just unscrew these 47 things and take it out and switch these wires around." It's like I think it's easier to hotwire a damn car. But it's Thanksgiving week, Blake. I was wanting to smoke a turkey, smoke a ham, smoke a bowl. We were going to do all this stuff, and now the smoker's broken. I don't know. I don't know what to do. In the chat, help me out. I'm thinking about turning this into a telethon so we can raise enough money to buy a bigger smoker. But
what would the Pilgrims and the Indians do in this if their smoker broke, Ronnie?
Try to kill each other. I've been studying a lot on these Indians and these Pilgrims. Did you know they only met for dinner one time? It wasn't like an every year thing.
Was it even Thanksgiving? These liars.
It wasn't even Thanksgiving.
It wasn't even a Thursday.
No. Bud's here. Crystal Lake will not happen. Blake, is that true?
Moderator, get him out of here. We're not putting up with any negativity tonight. Not our first day back. Brett
is here. Did you know Brett just crossed the 5-year mark of supporting this channel on Patreon?
I was going to say sober.
No, he's definitely not sober.
We love you, Brett. You've been with us since the audio days when we could say whatever we want, whenever Jamie Lee Curtis ruined us. Davey Death Ray's in the house.
Hey, Davey. Let's see. Blaster says Friday the 13th is a dead franchise. They aren't bringing it back. Moderators, boot his ass. Okay.
You know what's a dead franchise? Bud and Blaster. That's a dead franchise. Friday 13th will live on like Hulkamania forever.
It's not. Jim Bob says Japan gave us the PlayStation. Wow. You're absolutely right. Who gave us the Xbox 360? Because I love them too.
Hey, I was going to ask you.
I think it's that guy that does all the vaccines. We're doing all the code words for the algorithm.
Fauci Xbox 360. I had one of those. Ronnie, you retweeted today about the Xbox 360, and I agree. It was incredible. But if you had to choose 360 or PS2, which one are you going with?
Dude, it's without a doubt. I'm going 360. 360 was my favorite console 360 might be my favorite console of all time just because it was during that time in my life where I played it all the time because I didn't have any other responsibility.
Yeah.
Brett says Sony had a great run. Cody's in the chat. Cody says Fringe and Black Sails make him legit.
Wow.
Both were well made.
Now, is it sails like a pirate ship or is it sails like inside your body?
No, it's sails. It's sails like a pirate ship because it's SAILS.
Okay, I didn't see it. Okay.
ROCK. Well, if Cody's for it, I'm all in because that dude's an expert. He's the smartest guy on horror I know.
Review Black Sails episode 1, Ronnie?
Is it a series?
I don't know.
Let's do this. Me and you will watch Black Sails, and if there's no black people in it, we're cutting it off.
Okay.
It might be Japanese people, though.
I still think it's like cells inside the body.
What if it's pirates?
Black pirate. I'm the captain now.
That's
That's Captain Phillips.
Brett's got a question, Blake. He says, have you watched Justified or Longmire?
I haven't. Not only have I not seen them, I've never heard of those two shows, films. I don't know.
Those shows.
Brett, if I'm telling you, if it's not made in the 80s and named Porky's, I hadn't seen it.
Nick Bush is here. Happy Friday.
I miss Nick.
I do too.
Get that group chat back off. Nick's been unusually quiet. I got to tell you, Ronnie, he sent me.
Why you tell that? Hold on. You go ahead and tell it because I don't care. I'm coming back.
You don't care? Nick Push, guys, knew that I had some stuff going on in personal life, and he just sent me some very thoughtful stuff, and it couldn't have come at a better time, and it cheered everybody up that needed to be cheered up. So Nick Push, you are a real one, son. We love you.
I'm always holding.
Hey, Cody. Yeah. Cody said Black Sails is a TV show. So we'll have to check out episode 1 and we'll judge the whole series based off episode 1.
This is so unprofessional. I'm sorry I had to get up, but go ahead with your Nick Push story unless you already told it.
I've already told it.
Okay, so Nick Push, I get a box.
They've already turned on him in the chat.
I get a box in the mail and I open it up because I assume it's just some stupid stuff I've ordered. Because if I see a VHS tape, I'll order it, even though the VCR I had started eating tape, so I had to throw it away. Anyway, I see a note that said, when I saw this, I thought of you. And it was like the perfect handwriting. And immediately I was like, oh, this is going to be something nasty. And I opened it up.
His pubes.
And it was a box of no, it was this right here. It's a Friday the 13th. Where we at? A Friday the 13th shirt, Blake. Act like you've never seen it before.
Wow. Look at that. It's like clips from the movie on all one shirt.
So Nick Push bought this for me, and then some ass gave him my address, and he sent it to me. I don't know who could have gave him my address.
That's crazy. He must be using all that Big Lots money, Ronnie.
Yeah. Hey, nice. If you guys want to invest in anything, Big Lots. But no, thank you, Nick. I have no idea why you would send that to me. First off, it's dangerous, Nick, because I'm the kind of guy that I wear a 4X top. But in a button-up shirt, it's an 8X. So it's kind of different with the sizes, Blake. I don't know how it works. But actually, it fit. My wife loved it. It clung to my shape, as she would say. Felt like Jim Neidhart in a tight shirt. Walked around, said, yeah, baby. It was great. But thank you. The idiot probably spent $45 at a convention on that shirt. I would like to think he found it on a dead homeless man, washed it, and sent it to me because that would have been cheaper. But thank you.
Not to be outdone, Ronnie, I got to mention that Darren from the Slaughtered Lamb show, he also sent flowers to my house. So shout out to him as well.
Yeah, Darren's a good dude. He's a real good dude.
Yep.
All right. Brett says, Ronnie, throw those bad boys in the oven. Still delicious. Yeah, Brett, but look, once you've gotten hooked on smoking things, and for the last 2 years, I've been smoking everything. It's just not the same in the oven. It's just not the same. Jim Bob says he smokes a bowl anyway. Bud says, get a stick burner. What's that mean, Blake?
Not sure.
Nick says he's on a very fixed income.
Yep.
Caden said, hey, Caden. Caden says, call Caden. What's that mean?
I'm not sure. We love you, Caden.
Cody, what part didn't you understand? I've got a pellet grill. The igniter burnt. See, now I'm starting to think maybe you don't know what he's talking about Black Sails, Blake.
We're off Black Sails now, Cody, because you're not paying attention. We're not giving that show a chance.
Oh, Cody says it's pirates. I mean, is it Japanese pirates, though, is the question. All right, who's this?
I think I watched a dirty movie called Pirates one time.
There is one called that. Here we go. Spoof. I don't know. I don't know what this means. don't know what any of this means.
Did you
Jim
read
Bob
it?
was something derogatory. I can't catch up on this chat. I have to shut it down. Everybody that's here, we appreciate it. We got like 35. So thanks. Here we go.
Hey, Allie's here. Hey, Allie. Hadn't talked to her in forever. Is the what's the hockey team, Ronnie, in Texas? Help me out.
Rangers.
Are the Rangers any good? It's not the Rangers. It's
Jim
the
Bob, what are you
Stars.
doing? He's giving out memberships. Make them pay. Oh, wait, he paid, so it's okay.
Thanks, Jim Bob. We appreciate
Bob's
your
the best.
cash, brother.
All right. So Bud says a stick burner is a regular smoker. Oh, one of those offsets. I know what you're talking about, Bud. I would love to do that, but I'm not talented enough to ever be able to regulate the temperature. I wouldn't even claim to be that smart.
I hadn't talked to Bud in a while too.
Bud says it's the Dallas retards.
I didn't know they changed gimmicks.
No, that's just Jerry Jones.
Last time I talked to Bud, Ronnie, he had just bought a house. He was bragging about how much money he's got. He's already paid off the house. So
What?
I'm sure he's got like a big green egg and a smoker and all that stuff.
Probably so. But what happened with, I mean, here's what I'm sad about. We went a whole October and Bud didn't give us any like horror content.
Yeah.
We need you back, Bud.
YouTube needs you back, Bud.
Leech on to Nick. Here we go. Blake, like I was saying like 10 minutes earlier before we got derailed. I saw it on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Also, Blake, should we talk about Jamie Lee Curtis?
Why would we? What'd she do this time? Other
She
than have a dick.
She left Twitter. Twitter. All these commies are going to something called Blue Sky. But here's the big, I retweeted it today. So if you guys want to go check out the show's X account, you can. But apparently she caused some controversy on Instagram where she posted some video, I'm sure, telling people what to do because she knows it all. And in the background on the wall, she had like a photo of a naked kid in a box framed.
Yeah, well, you know my thoughts on Jamie Lee Curtis. I'm not one of these horror nerds that think she's the queen. I think she sucks. I think she's the most overrated person when it comes to horror females. I think she sucks as an actress. I think she's ugly as shit. She was born with a dick, and she ruined our audio podcast, and I'll never forgive her for it. She can leave X. She can leave MySpace, Facebook. She can leave Earth for all shit I care.
Allie says it was dead naked kid. So there you go. In a box. And she said she took the Instagram post down because some people felt it was disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
White-haired bitch.
Here we go. So,
Johnny
Blake,
Knox for looking ass.
the topic today, the topic today is the best endings in the Friday the 13th franchise. So when I sent you that text earlier today, I started pulling up clips from each one of our choices. And then I got to thinking, did I explain it good enough? Because I'm not talking about how Jason or whoever gets killed at the end of the movie. I'm talking about the best ending scenes. So I send that to you because your list really did shock me.
Okay.
I send that to, I should say shock. It was just, I wasn't shocked. I just didn't expect to see those there.
You were shocked.
Maybe. And you said, I know, back to me. And I was like, all right, there we go. So there you go. Anyway, top 5. Hopefully the 5 that you gave me were ranked the way they were supposed to be ranked.
Ronnie, I mean, peek behind the curtain. I don't even know what I sent you, dude. Okay. So whatever you pop up on the screen, I'm finna wing it.
All right. We'll start with your part 5. And guys in the chat, we want to know your opinion too. Starting with your number 5, number 1. If you haven't done it yet, sketch it down real quick. And we'll do it.
Sketch it down?
Write it down? Cody says I may have to clean it. Text me and I will tell you how to fix it. I'll text you.
Jot it.
Jot it down. Thank you. Jot it down real quick, what you think your top 5 is. Rank them.
Gosh.
And we'll put it on here.
Somebody just put in the chat, I didn't even think to put Vincent DeSanti's movies in this, Ronnie.
It's because they don't count. Here we go, Blake. So you chose as your number 5. You want to go first or me?
I'll go first.
Okay. I'm going to have to pull up mine while you do that. So go ahead. Oh, that's right. You don't know it. So give me just a second.
I didn't know if you was gonna have like a graphic for me or what.
Dude, I don't have what kind of I don't have a dude. I don't have a graphic.
Then why'd you have to know ahead of time?
Well, I just wrote it down. And so I could get the video clips. What's the matter
You
with
jot it down. You sketched it down?
sketched it down. All right, Blake, your number 5 was Friday the 13th, part 5.
Yeah, so I went with this one. First off, you know how I feel.
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Just hold on. Let's see if we get kicked off. See, first off, this is amazing. He wakes up after all that terror and they throwing Roy on the bed of spikes, and you've got Jason. And obviously, this is not the Jason that was in the movie. You can tell by the red on the mask. This is the Jason he's been having the visions of the entire movie, staring at him. Good looking. And this may, okay, Blake, let me know. Is this, as of Friday the 13th, part 5, is this the coolest special effect ever in a Friday the 13th movie? It just disappeared out of nowhere.
It's pretty cool.
All right. And you got Pam here.
Waiting on her cue.
And, I mean, why nobody else is running up there? Because it seems to have been a traumatic night. You would think the hospital would be filled, like the dude in Halloween 2 said. There's just cars jammed in the parking lot. It killed all the retards in the center. And there you go, Blake. That was Friday the 13th, part 5. And for the people in the chat, if we do get kicked off of YouTube for showing these clips, join us over on Rumble or X. So that was your choice.
Yeah.
I
You want me
never
to defend it.
No, you ain't got to defend it. I mean, I want to hear your reasoning behind it, but I never in a million years expected to see part 5 on your list.
I think this ending nailed what the ending of part 4 was going for. I just think it was executed better. I like part 5. I like all the Jason movies, but I like part 5. I think, people dog on it just because it's not Jason, but when you go back and watch it, if it was really Jason, it would be one of the top movies in the franchise. I think, but this ending, this is something the kid has struggled with the whole movie. And at one point, you thought he may even be the killer. I mean, it's not till the end when Roy shows up in front of him that you're like, okay, he's not the killer. I just think they really nailed it with this ending that they teased at the end of the final chapter.
Yeah, I almost put. Well, I guess I'll talk about it afterwards. But part 4, you have swayed me. And just like with anything we do Friday the 13th, Blake, tomorrow we may have a completely different opinion on all this stuff because we love it so much. So, you're going to, let's watch it and then I'll explain it.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you. This almost made my list, Ronnie, because of that pop-up scene. And then the wink. I mean, it's really well done. It's a nice little twist at the end of this terrible movie.
Yeah, you got to look past the mask is completely sideways on his face. And that he's carrying King Arthur's sword. So there you go. Freddy versus Jason.
It's fun.
And like I've said a million times, I think that movie is the worst movie featuring Jason. I think the characters are ridiculous. I think the plot past the very beginning is very ridiculous. And I guess it maybe that was the point because it was a versus movie. And maybe we're not supposed to take these versus movies so seriously because when you say Batman versus Superman, it's supposed to be all out ridiculous, give the fans everything they want, don't worry about logic or anything like that. But I can't it's not a rewatchable movie for me, Freddy versus Jason. I went and actually watched that with Tandy at the drive-in. So there you go. But the ending of the movie is one of the most awesome shots of Jason, not only coming out of the water, but the fact that he comes out of the water carrying another horror icon's head because he took his head. So it's an awesome shot showing the fans at the end of the movie, this is who won. And then they give you it's like they give you the little wink to let you know nobody really won, because that's the reason none of these unification title matches back in the 80s ever had a winner, Blake. You always had to go Broadway. You always had to go do a draw. So,
hey, can I give you a hot take real quick?
Yeah, because I froze up.
I don't think I like Nightmare on Elm Street, like the franchise, anything. I don't think I like it.
Blake, I agree.
That's why I love you, man, because it don't matter what kind of shit I say, you're right there with me.
I don't think I like Nightmare on Elm Street either. I think, and a lot of people in this chat's going to get pissed off, and it's all in good fun, people. If you don't like it, scram, because we still love you. But Friday the 13th is just not my cup of tea.
No, Friday 13th is your cup of tea. Nightmare on Elm Street is a cup of piss, as Darren would say.
What'd I say?
You said Friday 13th is not your cup of tea.
Edit. Hold on a second.
Hey, you know what turned me? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Hold on. Nightmare on Elm Street is not my cup of tea, Blake. It's like Frank Costanza said, this guy, it's not my kind of guy.
My kind of guy. You know, I think we reviewed Nightmare on Elm Street 2 with Frank, and I remember thinking this movie is terrible. Like the whole time, I thought it was terrible.
We didn't review Nightmare on Elm Street 2 with Frank.
I think we did.
Did we?
We did something with Frank, and you kept playing that clip of him humping the dresser over and over and over. Yeah, I remember doing that.
I don't know. Did we? No, I think that was during the Delta Force review.
Well, anyway, I don't know. Part one has its moments, but I just think, like, I get what made me think of this is, every other week there's a Mount Rushmore of horror discussion on X or, whatever social media. And I don't know if I put Freddy up there.
Okay, so now this really is interesting to me. I don't think you can keep Freddy off the Mount Rushmore because it's such a legendary franchise.
Right. But I guess what I meant by that is I would rather watch. I got a couple other franchises I would rather watch over Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, all right, 4 or 5 more.
Give me your, real quick, and we'll do a show on it later. Give me your Mount Rushmore horror franchises. It's
Friday the 13th. It's Halloween. It's Texas Chainsaw, and it's Scream.
I knew you were going to say Scream. That's hard to argue with. That's hard to argue with for a Mount Rushmore, and plus it's your opinion, so you really can't argue with it.
Can I ask you another thing, though? Because you usually veto. Would George Romero's Dead movies be considered horror?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Knock Scream off, and it's George Romero's Dead up there on the what I say, the Wall of Presidents or whatever.
Yeah, the Mount Rushmore, dude. That's a good list. A better question would be, these are all good videos that people can steal. Blake, go ahead and put the copyright on these ideas. Okay. Is Scream a better franchise than Nightmare on Elm Street?
Okay. So for me personally, I'm an 86 model. I was born in 86. So I lean more towards Scream because I don't know. You took me to see it in 1996. It's just those first 2 or 3 movies were really special to me. Now, I think the last 2 or 3 they made are effing terrible, but I've already showed you how I feel. I would much rather watch Scream 1 through 3 over any of the Nightmare on Elm Streets. Who's Monica McKinney?
That's Abby from Dawson's Creek. It's the chick with that was plastically infused, the main girl in Freddy versus Jason. Darren says Freddy versus Jason's like a effing cartoon. Yeah. And he's not totally wrong on that. Let's see. Bud said that was a hot take. Blaster says Nightmare on Elm Street. Okay, so Bud's bringing in, Bud's got Not Even Nightmare 3. I think that's the Dream Warriors one. I remember watching that as a kid. I don't think I've seen that movie in over 30 years. I need to revisit Nightmare on Elm Street 3 because I remember it had that geeky little wizard and that fat black guy and that chick. And I can't remember if that's the one where the chick goes headfirst into the TV or if that's part 4. I don't know. That's not my franchise, so I'm not really yeah,
the only wizard I'm interested in is Fred Savage.
Darren says a lot has happened since the Delta Force, Blake. Allie says Nightmare on Elm Street is not her favorite, but she does like Dream Warriors. Bud said I saw Friday 13th, the Chainsaw Massacre in theater in October as well. Brett says that Dream Warriors is his favorite Nightmare on Elm. Blake, we got to watch Dream Warriors. Jim Bob says Dream Warriors. Dude, it's Jim Bob. We got to listen to him.
I got to go with Jim Bob. I'll check out Dream Warriors. I'll admit, I've never seen all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. I think 2 sucks. 1's okay. Really
Nick says rewatch the OG Elm Street, then come back to this topic. It's better than you remember, but maybe it's just not your cup of tea, Blake. He misspelled cup of tea. Brett says Dream Warriors had the best theme song. No.
Never gonna give you up.
Cody says Scream is better. I don't like the Dream shit either. Let's see. Okay, Davey is weighing in. Let's see. Nightmare on Elm Street is my least favorite of the big 3. Freddy has plenty of personality, but for whatever reason, he doesn't really hit with me after the first film. I agree. I agree 100%.
I think the way I could have said that.
Yeah, the idea of Friday. Gosh dang it, Ronnie. The idea of Nightmare on Elm Street is a good idea, but I think they botched the ending of the movie. I think it should have had a for sure ending one way or the other. And it might, I don't know. I might look at it like I don't know.
Yeah, don't the mom get jerked through like the little window or something?
Blaster says they all need to go away. Jim Bob says Dream Warriors best kill ever. Phil the puppet kill. Yeah, I just remember as a little kid renting Nightmare on Elm Street, and there was like a scene where everybody was a meatball on a pizza or something like that, and Freddy was eating it with his glove. It was just
it sounds really good.
Yes, I'm not a Freddy guy. Okay, I'm not a pedo. Here we go, Blake. Let's go. Blake's number 4 on Blake's list, and I'll play it, and then he can defend it. And remember, if we get kicked off, go to Rumble. Ready, Blake?
Sure.
What a sexy stud.
Yep. You might want to hit pause, Ronnie.
All right. Why am I hitting pause again?
Because
it started over.
If you play it more than 10 seconds, don't they catch us?
Well, I don't know the rules on that. Chat, tell me the rules.
I think Bud told me one time you got to stop it like every 8 seconds.
Okay, here's the deal. Let's get through it. Okay. Why? If these geeks can stay on here and play these video games and play the actual video games, why can't we sit here and talk about a movie? I'm not selling anything. They're making money off the game. It makes 0 sense. It's a double standard. Why can YouTube allow somebody to play a video game in front of the actual video game that's going on, and we can't put me and you, Blake, in front of this freaking lake while Jason's finna wink at us?
Yep. I love that shot.
It's a great shot.
Now, why he don't grab the chain and just pull himself down and unloosen everything, who knows?
We're not supposed to ask those questions.
Really good gloves.
There you go. So that was Friday the 13th, part 6. The ending of that movie was Blake's number.
Bull horse?
I effed up.
Did you?
Yes. All right, you guys remember that clip. Here's Blake, I'm looking at 2 different things. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Man. You want me to talk about that one? It's okay if it's out of order.
This is actually your number 2. I looked at it wrong. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Friday the 13th, part 6. I screwed up, people. I ruined the stream. Friday the 13th, part 6 is Blake's number 2 best ending of a Friday the 13th film. So go ahead, Blake.
You know, most of the movies end with, a jump scare or something like that. And to me, this one was just creepy because he's still down there. And
waiting.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Ralph says in part 7 or wherever that is. He's just down there chilling, waiting for somebody to screw up. And to me, that's just awesome because you never know when someone's going back to Forest Green.
And I think it cements it, if it didn't before, as now cements it as Jason is now a creature. He's no longer somebody that you're saying, is he alive? Can we kill him? Now he's underwater, being held by a chain and a boulder, and eyes still open. So we know he can't be killed. He's a monster in the woods of Crystal Lake.
Yeah, nobody can hold their eyes open that long in a pond. So he's got to be a creature.
You know, there's doo-doo water in there. So
yeah. I shit in that water.
That was your number 2, Blake. Let's do your number 4. Here's Blake's number 4, and then we'll talk about it. Obviously, sexy stud, Blake. Yep. Supernatural. Padalecki.
Same necklace from Titanic.
Bill Paxton's going to jump in there and try to get it. That's a great shot. That is a great shot. This is another movie I don't like that much.
It's growing on me.
She was a stripper in the OC. Jason has to come after her because there's no way he could kill Clint or whatever his name is there.
Oh, God, he got me, and I knew it was coming.
So there you go. Blake's real number 4 was the remake of Friday the 13th, and it's a really good ending, Blake. Defend yourself.
Yeah, say what you want about the movie as a whole. That ending, I think, is brilliant. It's a nice callback to the original movies. And you know, I hadn't seen this movie in a couple of years, and it just got me. Like that scared me. I knew it was coming, and it still got me. I think it was really well done. And plus, you got to ask the questions: did that really happen? Did it not? Who knows? You know, it's just a really good ending.
All right, Blake. I'm trying to figure out. Let's give some memberships away real quick.
How you do that?
Well, I'm on the computer right here. Hold on. We'll give away some since we got a few people here. So you get to see all of our riffing videos that are illegal. Hold on. Thumbs up. Let's see. Oh, membership gifting. There we go. Samsonite. All right, here we go. 5 memberships are coming people's way. So get ready.
Can you give Darren all 5?
Well, Darren doesn't need them because he's independently wealthy. He told me he's got so much money he wipes his ass with 20s. All right, Blake, let's see who gets them. Tommy Wilkins, Wayne Turner, Salmon Patties Wayne, Travis Mitchell, Needle Dick, hold on, Ned Limbobo, okay. And Wolfman's got NARS, Blake. 5 memberships given away. So for a month, you guys check out our content. So let's move on, Blake. My number 4, I got to get my list pulled back up. My number 4 is this one. And you're going to probably say I'm stupid. People in the chat are probably going to say I'm stupid.
If it's anything past... That Mac and Me music playing.
Well, I mean, it's like
Mac and Me music, dude.
It's Apollo 13.
If I close my eyes, Eric is rolling across the parking lot of the grocery store.
at that.
Shooting star.
I wish for head.
Landed in the lake.
Let's go check it out.
Okay. That is a fun ending, Ronnie. That is a fun ending.
Look, I'm not saying the movie was great, even though the movie does grow on me. Here's why I chose it as my number 4.
That movie gets better every time you watch it. That's just the truth.
It really does. Here's my number 4, and here's my reason for it, I guess I should say. It means that Earth 2 is now going to have a Jason on it, and he gets to start fresh at Camp Crystal Lake or whatever lake he lands on right there. And he gets to terrorize those woods. And it's not going to end because he's now Mecha Jason or Uber Jason or whatever they called him. And that's like the origin point of a new Friday the 13th timeline, Blake. And not only this time, Jason's like super smart because the ants fixed his brain and somehow made a metal mask on him. But we're not going to ask how that happened. But I mean, there you go.
He was laying on the metal coffee table, and it used part of the table to fix him. But yeah, it is fun, and the fact that there's an Earth 2 means Elon Musk did it. So shout out to him. And it looks like they landed it. Ronnie, is that Crystal Lake on Earth 2? Is that Lake Winnipesaukee?
It might be Lake Winnipesaukee, and Bob's going to be there. So here's a question going on right now, Blake. Darren wants to know, is Barry in the chat? Obviously, Barry was in the chat, and he was, what do you call it? When you like sort of sniping in there, he was sneaking around, don't want to be seen on a low life channel like this. And what great grandma say?
Got you, bitch.
So there you go. He was in the chat enjoying every little bit of this. We love you, Barry.
I don't really know him.
Well, Darren's very fond of him.
Well, listen, if Darren's fond of him, then I'm sure he's okay. I'm still not going to check out his stuff.
All right. So Allie says, wait till Jason X Part 2. Obviously, she's been following me, you, and Vincent Dasani on X. We are now starting to crowdfund, Blake, for Jason X Part 2. I'm kind of excited about it.
What's the numbers at so far, Ronnie, with everything we've raised?
Let me check. 0. Okay. But if I know Vincent, he can finagle and squeeze money out of these rubes. So there's no doubt we'll make the $140 million that we're wanting to fully produce Jason X Part 2. It's going to be great. Brett says he was in stealth mode. He was trying to sneak around this place. Yeah. Now, Blake, I've got 2 down. You've got 3 down. So let's go to mine next. All right. I'm going to go to my number 3. That way you still have 2 left and I still have 2 left. All right. Here we go. Here is my number 3. And let me know. Hold on. Davey says, Barry's great. Been watching that guy since the first time Trump was elected. Davey, a big Trump fan. Love it. Here we go, Blake. My number 3. I hear laughing. What's going on?
I'm just, this one caught me off guard. I thought for sure there's no way 7, 8, 9. I didn't think it'd be on anybody's list, but you come up with 9 and then X. This is great.
Hold on.
That dog pissed on it.
You know he did.
What does that mean?
Okay, so now allow me
to reintroduce myself.
Allow me to defend myself. I'm not a big fan of Friday the 13th in hell. Okay, Jason Goes to Hell, Final Friday, whatever they call it. I don't like that they broke with the continuity. I understand why they did it. As I get older and the more I watch it, a lot like X, I can appreciate it as like a new timeline. Okay. Wormhole Jason. And the movie was pretty much crap, but it did have some good things to it. And like I said, you talk to me tomorrow, I may say it's really good. But you can't deny that the ending left you going, holy crap, what's going on? Because for the first time ever, Freddy Krueger's glove makes an appearance, and it's like he's pulling Jason's hockey mask down into hell, which opened up the conversation of, are we finally going to get Freddy versus Jason or Freddy and Jason in a movie together? So I think that constitutes a great ending. That a terrible movie that got me super excited at the very end. Now, I understand that after this movie, we still had X before we got another one. But as far as endings go, there's no way if you're a Friday the 13th fan or a horror fan, you didn't get super excited because there was no internet. Only Dan, what's his name? What's the guy who, yeah, Dan. So, I mean, only dumbasses got mad at the fact that Jason makes an appearance in that movie. And there's no way you didn't leave there going, holy crap, I can't wait for that movie. You forget all about the crap you just watched and you're just excited to see Jason and Freddy.
Yeah, I only remember the tent scene from that movie, but that ending was really good.
Darren's got some fun facts on us. The glove is Kane Hodder's hand. I couldn't tell. Yeah. Let's see. Bud said he didn't even consider this interesting. Blaster, enough with these fan films. They're not official canon. What's the deal with fan films? All right, Blake, we're moving on. You've got 2 left, and these are sort of going to coincide, okay? Blake's, because I went out of order, Blake's number 3 is this. And remember, if we get kicked off, X or Rumble. Look at that hair on him.
He's not talked about enough. Stud.
What soup bowl.
Hey, I think we can get him if we really tried. I saw him, I guess it was back over the summer. Yeah.
Sexually?
I think we get him sexually, Ronnie.
They abducted him and did experiments.
He went on some show that was about like ours. I mean, so I think we could get him if we just lie to him a little bit.
Flet?
We're fans.
You going Flet's show?
I think he went on Flet's show. Hey, Paul.
All right, so now we have a smart ass. Check this out. Cody says to not be a fan of Nightmare, you now have 2 endings so far that features it.
Whoa, Ronnie, that's a shot at you because you picked both those movies. What gives, man? You can't agree with me about Nightmare on Elm Street and then have 2 Freddy Krueger endings.
Well, okay, look, they've just spent an entire movie knowing they can't kill this guy. They just put a machete halfway through his body. What's that table leg gonna do? It might be a turkey leg, Thanksgiving style.
Time to eat.
I guess he's gonna run full speed through the door and fall on the pitchfork.
Yep. He's going to whack him over the head. Oh. What if Paul hit Muffin right then?
Smashed her.
Muffin.
Everybody loves Jenny, Blake. What size pants do you think Paul wears?
26.
Length?
32.
We've just been terrorized by a retarded mountain man. Let's hug Muffin.
Oh, shit! That's my puppy!
Bob Maluga, Luga Luga. Google it. Always like the whiteout.
Yep. Big fan of the whiteout. Where's Paul? Where the hell's Paul? Where's Muffin?
So, I mean, we got to have a show, Blake, where it's entirely dedicated to the theory of Paul and is he alive? Is he dead?
My Paul. There's Roy.
Ready to get your hand dirty. Look, they take off and the damn door's open. You can fall out of there.
It ain't gonna stop dinging till you close the door.
Oh, sorry.
Put your
So-
damn seatbelt on.
Friday the 13th, part 2 is Blake's number 3.
Yes.
And before you say anything, it coincides into my number 2, Blake. Hold on, I got to scroll up.
I love the hold-ons. That's my favorite part of the show.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do. Here we go. This is my number 2, Blake.
He's pissing, Jenny.
See, that would be that's if the movie would have ended like that, that's my favorite ending.
He threw the dog down.
The dog at
You
her.
can hear the little feet hit the claws hit the floor. That's so cute.
Anyway, why?
Hey, can we dress up as Muffin at the next Friday 13th convention?
Dude, I want you dress up like a live Muffin, and I'll dress up like Muffin that was tore
No,
apart in the
let's
wood.
both be Muffin. I'll be the ass end.
Oh, so you're saying like in Bachelor Party where they were the horse or whatever?
Yeah, yeah. And maybe somebody, we could get a third. Maybe Tim can go with us as Paul and he can tote us around.
That would be great. Bud says, I watched this in 4K. I have a better appreciation of it now. Definitely a top 3 ending. All right, Blake. Discuss your
4K guy.
Yeah, and discuss your what happens when they come out with 5K. Gotta buy all that stuff again.
Nick Push is a 3K guy.
Cool. Do we have to say anything about Friday 13th Part 2 in that ending?
I don't think so. You know, it's my second favorite movie in the franchise. And
Second? Really? Oh, yeah, because of Part 6.
Yeah.
My bad.
no, because of part 1.
Oh, Part 1's your favorite?
Part 1's my favorite. You know that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the jump scare. You know, we went a different route and it's a really good ending. And you know, it leaves you asking questions, which I think horror movies should.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the prototypical horror movie ending. You know, I really think it is because you think you've killed the bad guy and then everything's okay. And then we get that moment of tenseness.
Yeah.
And then it's relieved because we see it's Muffin. And then here comes Crazy Man through the damn window. Then we find out, we really don't find out. We just see our hero being wheeled to the ambulance, want to know where Paul is, and we're left with questions. It's a horror movie where you can't get rid of the evil. I mean, you're stuck in the woods, you're stuck by the lake, and I think there's nothing that screams 80s horror or slasher horror more than the Part 2 ending. That's just me. Okay. Bud says 4K is the end. How does he know, though? How does he know, Blake?
He must be in the know.
All right, Blake.
I
So
thought VHS was the end.
we both had the same movie as our number 1, and let's get to it. Tom Savini molested him. I think it's the music more than anything, Blake, that gets us on that. But we both had as our number 1 best ending in the Friday the 13th franchise, the original Friday the 13th. And I'll let you go first, Blake.
It's my favorite movie in the franchise, and I know people are like, "Oh, how can that be your favorite?" Jason's not even. I don't care. I think it's the best story in the whole franchise. I think it's the best movie. I think you get the best scenery with Crystal Lake. Maybe Part 2 rivals it, but as far as this ending goes, the whole battle, you could argue the battle with Alice, Ugly Alice, and Mrs. Voorhees goes on a little too long, but you know, we're right there at the bank of the lake.
They were supposed to be watching him. Sorry.
and she chops her effing head off. I mean, it's just so, and then, she's exhausted. She's, she gets out in the boat, she falls asleep, she wakes up. Is she really awake? Who knows? Jason makes his appearance and pulls her under.
Yeah, because the whole movie is because she's trying to get revenge for him, and now we're left with. I mean, it's the Carrie ending. Okay, it's the shock ending at the very end of it that we don't expect. So I love it. I really do, and it set the stage for all the wonderful Jason movies to come.
Yeah.
And like you said, part one was a pretty decent flick. So it's not my favorite in the franchise. Everybody knows part 6 is my favorite.
Yeah.
So, and there it is, Blake. That is our top endings for the Friday the 13th franchise. So, in the chat, if you have anything to say, ask, or recommend, let's do that right now. In the chat, how should this Friday the 13th marathon go? Are you excited for it? What are some ideas we could do during it? I like the idea, Blake, of having like people pop in from time to time to say hello. Yeah, but I asked Vinny if he could pop in, and he said no. Apparently, he's doing a convention in Harlem that weekend, so he's got to go watch a double feature of Never Hike Alone and Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. So the dude's really getting his name out there.
Maybe he'd do the Harlem Shake while he's there.
What was the best Harlem Shake video that was out there? Brett says he loves how Betsy Palmer was the killer. I was shocked the first time. Mike Blaster says do a Let It Ride watch party on Friday the 13th. Now that's an idea. Yeah. Now you're doing something. Brett says I have to work that night because I'm having surgery on December 6th. Brett, it's going to be during the day, dude. During the day. If I'm still going that night, that means I died in this chair.
He's got to sleep during the day, man. He's got to work nights.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
I guess. I don't know. He's probably getting half his dick removed. It's too big.
Getting a foot cut off of it.
All
right, Blake. Thanksgiving.
Hey, tell everybody what's coming up, man.
What is coming up, Blake? You tell me because I don't know.
We're going to review every episode of Saved by the Bell for Patreon, starting with Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
I'll never make it.
We're going all the way to the graduation. We're not doing the new class or the Hawaii. Oh, we'll do the Hawaiian episodes and the wedding.
The Hawaii movie is good.
Yeah, we'll do it because I think that guy from Son-in-Law makes an appearance.
He does. He's a heel.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a plan to put out a couple of riff videos, MST 3K style, on Thanksgiving, like a turkey day. The only problem is we haven't recorded any riff videos. So I would like to get a couple of them nailed down before Thanksgiving so I can put that out. Blake had a great idea about the Saved by the Bell for all our channel members, and we're going to make that happen, guys. We'll do it. You'll get to watch it with us. And by with us, I mean after we've taped the episode. So we'll do that and get that to you. If you're not a member, and most of the people in the chat are right now, we got a huge X audience and Rumble audience tonight, Blake. But I don't know what our memberships cost. Things like $1.99. You get access to like a ton of shows, mostly riff videos and stuff like that. And that's where the channel, I guess we should tell everybody watching before they leave, now that the horror stuff's over, is there's going to be, like, me and Blake want to do a bunch of riff videos. We want to watch some commercials. We want to watch those safety videos. I got some more safety videos. We want to do fun stuff. So don't expect, other than Friday the 13th, on Fridays, don't expect a lot of like just straight horror content. For the longest time, I've been wanting to do a Revenge of the Nerds like week. And what I mean by Revenge of the Nerds week is this is the 40th anniversary. We only got a month and a half of Revenge of the Nerds left for the 40th anniversary. I mean, so I would really like to do a whole week's worth of videos, top 10 characters, best bullies, top scenes, and then finish that off with a review / watch along, because that is one of my, and I think Blake's the same way. It's one of our personal favorite movies.
Yeah, it's one of the best underdog movies, out there to me.
So I want to spend a lot of time on it. I actually got like a video idea that all the members of the channel could do if we can make it happen. I'm not sure we can, but nerds content's coming. I'd like to do the same thing with. I'd like to finish the Porky's trilogy, Blake. I'd like to do Bachelor Party, Blake. As far as reviews go, I think we should do a watch along on Rumble, or maybe just do it for our members on Rumble of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, or you choose, Blake, Son-in-Law. I think Son-in-Law would be a good Thanksgiving movie. Me and Tim did a riff of Home Sweet Home, which is the movie with Big Brother Jake as the PCP-induced serial killer that breaks out of the insane asylum.
He leg drops the hood of the car, don't he?
Yeah, you haven't watched it yet, have you? Because we pause it and spend a lot of time on that scene.
No, I hadn't seen that.
But
I don't really watch our stuff, Ronnie.
So there's a lot of stuff in the member section. So for the 5 people that got memberships, there you go. Should we give away 5 more before we leave, Blake?
Give them all away, Ronnie. I really like the idea of because you can go to YouTube right now and there's you can type in 80s commercials and there's an hour-long video of it. I really like the idea of us going live and just watching those commercials and commenting on it. They can't flag us for watching commercials, can they? Ronnie?
No, they can't. Blake, 5 more memberships were given out. Spoof, whoever that is. Maverick Media, who's in the chat, hasn't said anything, Blake. This must be a porno when Ben's hard. Erica Anderson was gifted a membership, and Tommy G76. So that's 10 memberships we gave out. And like I said, you guys can check out all the content in our membership section and tell us whether you like it or not. Blake, anything else before we go? Are we going to do anything before Thanksgiving? Because if not, we need to tell all these great people happy Thanksgiving.
Just in case, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. But my schedule is pretty crazy right now with everything going on at work and at home. So I can't make any promises. But Ronnie, this was fun. And I hope to record some fun stuff like this with you in the future.
That makes me sad when you say it like that. It's like we're not going to record anything. It's going to be me and Tim. Tim, who's got a very definite complex now whenever I say, hey, guys, y'all want to do this? And he's like, why don't you just ask Blake, because you know you don't want me to do it with you by myself.
Oh, when did he get like that?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I abuse him whenever you ain't here. I'm mean to him.
You treat him like shit.
I treat him like Ric Flair treated Teddy Long. So,
hey, that's something else. I would like to review for Patreon. I would like for us to watch a wrestling match and talk about it. Just a random wrestling match.
Speaking of independently wealthy, what are you doing, Darren? Thank you. $9.99, Blake. How much is that American?
It's not anything American. He knows what he's doing.
Okay,
it doesn't convert. What can we do with that shit, Darren?
Just lean forward. Don't lean back. Lean forward. Ready? Ready? Push. Ready? Oh, you got that big Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh, he's gonna split.
Wiping just my ass because
Somebody say, hey!
Money, money, money.
You know why they call me Mo?
no, what?
Because every time people give me money, I always want more.
That aerobics, Ronnie, didn't we review? Is that on Patreon where we reviewed that aerobics show?
Yeah, it's the best too, because that's like 55 minutes of us watching that
1985 aerobics championship.
Yeah. So, Nick says Darren's drunk, and did you see that? Darren did do a show where he's ordered like John Carpenter beer.
Yeah, I hadn't. Listen, I'm just gonna be honest. I hadn't been able to consume a lot of our buddies' channels lately. Yeah, good to see you too, Darren. But I do like I have it set up on my phone for when Darren and Frank go live. And I get there and it's like they don't start for another 30 minutes, you know. So I try to leave a comment like, "Hey guys, love you," and all that good stuff. But I don't get to see the shows anymore.
Yeah, last time I went to one of their live chats, it was in between my break at work. I think Darren put me in chat timeout because I said the show was rigged. And it wouldn't let me quote it. It wouldn't let me post anymore, Blake. I was kind of mad about it. Then I realized I'm 50 and I got over it.
So you know what we do? We hold grudges until the relationship don't exist anymore. That's what we do.
Yeah. Look, I'm the same way to an extent. I haven't been able to check out as many people, and obviously my circumstances are way different than yours, but I've been so busy with work that I haven't been able to check out. I got so many videos now that I'm actually going to have a little bit of free time. I've got so many videos I need to catch up. Like, just speaking of Darren, also remind me, Blake, we got to give him like 5 pesos on his next live stream to make up for that £9. But I just haven't been able to check out any. Like, I've been jumping on YouTube and just listening to something to go to sleep. And I don't like to listen to anybody's channel to go to sleep. I like listening to like wrestling and stuff like that. And you were talking about wrestling before. I'm all for me and you like doing a Survivor Series match and putting it on Patreon. I mean, let's do it. If we don't leave now, Blake, we're going to be here forever. So for everybody in the chat, thank you for being here. For everybody that donated money and let me look real quick. Donated money and memberships. Jim Bob, thank you. You're the best. Darren, you're the best. Everybody that showed up and hung out with us on this Friday night, you are the best. And this was the best, Blake. I actually love that. And as I'm scrolling up to it, Blake, I love you. If we don't talk to you guys, have a great Thanksgiving. Be thankful for the things that you have and not for the things that you don't have. Right, Blake?
That's beautiful.
I know. Love you.
Trump.